The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that the nice guys didn't exist.
We got a call. Somebody called 4242 DJ Doug. We threw out last week one of the ideas that Doug had was let's do a theme week, right? Rick, dude, yeah. I'm kind of offended. Like, you're telling us that we can't. You're telling us that we don't have the fucking focus to do this, that we have no ability. And
yeah,
the problem is he's got a point. He has really a point. Does. He really has we resemble that comment a lot, actually.
Podcast host wanted, established show, 100,000 downloads a month, needs you.
Okay.
Live on-air auditions only. This is it. This could be a good idea.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
And then inquire Jordan Harbinger or Tim Ferriss.
Hey, it's John Lee Dumas, and you're listening to the nicest guys in podcast land. Get ready as Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner take your business to the next level. This is the Nice Guys on Business podcast.
Jim O'Brien, I do opens and closes for 60 fucking episodes of this stupid-ass show, and he can't even remember my goddamn name. Do you think I'd get paid if I said, and here's your nice guy, Dave Silver? They'd throw me out on my ass and never look back. They don't pay me enough for this bullshit. Nice guys in podcast land my ass. I should call John Lee Dumas. I'll bet he appreciates his voiceover talent. Need an education on how to grow your business? The Nice Guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Okay, so we're recording.
What is it exactly about food that you like so much? Is it the let me make a couple of guesses. Is it the texture?
Oh my God, you know, it's so funny. I'm such a texture guy, and I never thought about it that much before. But like, if I eat like popcorn that's like a little bit stale, right?
I don't like that.
If you ever, right? But think about popcorn, not like super ridiculously stale popcorn, right?
Okay.
Popcorn that's just a little bit stale, right?
Yeah.
Really, it doesn't taste any different.
No,
it's really about the texture.
Right. Oh, onions. Yeah, completely right.
Right. Onions, right? Like, I love the taste of onions, but let's say on a burger, I don't like the crunch. If I'm eating a burger, I don't want a crunch. I want it to just kind of melt in my mouth. So, like, I love onion powder, but I won't put raw onions on a burger, but it's strictly because of the texture. But I fucking love food. I just love to eat.
I one of the
topics. Are we in the episode, or are we doing like pre-material? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Welcome back, Funkin' fans.
Sorry.
It's me. My name is Strickland Bonner. It's Doug Sandler on the other side of the mic. And as
this
usual,
is how it is.
Here
this
we
is
are.
How it is. Well, we just started talking, and I just said, just hit the record button. Something golden will happen along the way here. But as you're talking, I'm thinking, you know, one of the topics that I put on the wheel this week was a meal that I had at a place in D.C. called Comey. Mm-hmm. And it was a 12-course price fix meal.
12 courses.
12-course meal. Strick, can I tell you how much of this? I want to tell you this because not because I want to try to flex any kind of financial muscle here, because this is certainly, I would never have had a meal like this had I had to pay for this out of my own pocket. Mm-hmm. But what would you say that a good quality, really, you walk out of there and you feel like you've had a good meal, you've had some drinks, and you've enjoyed yourself, what would you spend for a couple?
Like for two people?
Yeah, two people.
Okay, so if it includes liquor or wine. Good meal, and so 12 course. So let's just say it's appetizers and everything. I would say, you're looking at 150 each, so you're probably like 250 to 300 for a couple is a really nice meal.
Yeah, that would be an amazing meal. Now, what would it be if you doubled that?
Double the price?
Yes.
So $700 a couple?
It wasn't. I don't think it was $700.
$600.
Yeah, but I think it was $600.
Wow.
Yeah, I have never in my entire life experienced what I had experienced when I went to Comey.
Now, I don't want to get you in trouble here, but
no, you can.
I'm guessing
feel free.
Was Was your wife the catalyst for this?
Yeah, oh, totally.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. How would that get me in trouble? She would be the first one to tell you that I would be so lost and caught up in the fact that I'm spending fucking what for dinner that I wouldn't be able to enjoy the meal. But we got it as a gift.
That changes everything.
Absolutely. So I go into this thinking, bring it fucking on. Let's go. I want to know what 12 courses is all about. And it's not like they serve you 12 steaks. I mean, literally one of the courses was just a tiny little sliver of three of the course. I actually had them give me the menu. When you look at it on paper, it looks like a very insignificant meal. But when you actually are eating it, it's like they bring it to you, and then there was a wine pairing with each course.
Okay.
So like
different wine for each
it
of
wasn't
12
No,
courses?
some of the courses had like one glass of wine for 2 or 3 courses.
Okay.
But I think by the time we were done, we both had probably had 4 or 5 different four kinds of wine, 2 kinds of like sherry or port, a dessert wine, or I don't know. It was good. It was really good. But I would never have spent that on my own if I was going out to dinner, because I get so caught up in the dollars that were attached to it that I wouldn't be able to enjoy myself.
That's a tough one, because before I hit the record button, and what the catalyst for Doug to say hit the record button was me saying,
Stuffing your face.
fucking love food. I love to eat. I just love food, right? And when I think about these like high-end foo-foo, like, 12-course meal experiences, I think about, when I taste something and I really like it, like, God, I just want more.
More of it.
I mean, I guess I would enjoy that because of the variety, but it would be weird because it'd be like, oh my God, I love this so much, and there'd be 3 bites and it's like, it's gone.
Well, when I eat a meal, I oftentimes will not stop because I'm full. I'll stop because I get bored with what I'm eating.
Oh my God.
For me, it's the exact opposite of I don't want more. I like a little bit less, and I like a variety. So the 12 courses for me, I was kind of okay with that. I almost could feel comfortable with having a 12-course meal, but like one of the courses would be like a Cheez-It. the other course would be a fish stick. It's like, what? Just give me. I don't have to have a high-end quality food, but just give me a big variety of food, and I feel very happy. Like, I couldn't eat what's the equivalent of of the small container for Chinese food? Is that a pint?
I guess.
So I could probably eat like a third or a half of. I went to an ice cream shop one time with a buddy of mine, and typically when you go to an ice cream store, you get a scoop, maybe 2 scoops. He used to get either a pint or a quart of ice cream and proceed to eat the entire fucking thing. And I'm like, holy shit, I could not eat that much ice cream, not because I can't ingest that amount, but I would get so tired of that flavor.
That's kind of crazy. That is a lot. You've had like Kraft macaroni and cheese, right? Like a box of macaroni and cheese? Okay.
Yeah.
When I do mac and cheese, I'll usually do like cubes of ham or like turkey ham or something.
Yep.
And I'll end up putting maybe 4 to 6 ounces of ham in. And I mix it all together and put some hot sauce in.
Yeah, that's a good port. With a hot sauce, really?
Oh my God, yeah. I do Frank's hot sauce. Like I put that shit on everything. I love Frank's hot sauce, right?
Yeah,
so we need them as a sponsor. So I put that in my mac and cheese
I'm still working on Origins. Give me a moment.
Oh yeah, like Origins, right? We haven't talked about that in like 50 episodes. I would love to work Origins.
I know. This is why sponsorship is never going to work for us.
That's all right. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. So, I get too bored. I need smaller portions of more advertisers. That's exactly what it comes out to for me.
But when I make that, it is inevitable. There is no possibility that I will not eat the whole thing. I'll eat the entire box plus all the ham. Now, is that a lot? I don't know. I mean, I can't
I would say
half of it and put the rest away.
When you have a pizza, you have, let's say there's 8 slices in a I don't know, what's a small pizza? 12-inch pizza, something like that?
Yeah, small pizza would be 12 inches. A large would be 14 or 16.
So when you have a small pizza, which they generally will cut into, let's just say it's 6 slices, although it's oftentimes it could be 8 slices, but let's just say it's 6 slices. So you could eat probably 2 or 3 without a problem. And then, you go to put that back, but maybe like 20 minutes later, you're hungry again. So you go back to the refrigerator or wherever it is, maybe it's still out, and you have that 4th piece. So now you only have 2 slices that are left. And you're thinking, I still am a little bit hungry. So you go for that 5th slice of the 6. And then you're like, I can't fucking put 1 slice back in the refrigerator. I got to eat the 1 slice. That's how I am with pizza. I love pizza, but I can't wrap my head around having a large portion of any one kind of food other than pizza.
Interesting.
I don't know. So this 12 course, so it was quite an experience. It was a 3.5 hour dinner.
Wow.
It was.
You see, that's the other thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a nice restaurant, a slower pace, hour to an hour and a half dinner, 3.5 fucking hours. Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't handle that. I could, as great as the food might be, there's no way I could sit. If I had really good company, I might make it 2.5 hours. 3.5 fucking hours? By the time I was on the 7th or 8th course, I'd be like, fuck this. I'm going to go get a burger. I'm sorry. I just couldn't handle it.
Yeah. So in other words, what you're saying is this food is fucking, these small portions are just a tease. I need a lot of one. So you need volume. Do you need volume quickly?
Yeah, but you know what? Let's say hypothetically that we did that 12-course meal and you did it in 2 hours? I'd be okay with that. 3.5 fucking hours?
It doesn't seem like that, though. It really doesn't.
I don't know about that.
They're visiting a lot. They're telling you about the wine that you're drinking. The funniest thing is how they describe like the different wines. Like it has a forward note of lemon, or it's got a forward fruity note. It has a leathery finish. It's a bit creamy. I'm like, it's fucking wine, you know?
Right.
I know. I'm not a winosaur, okay?
And Paul is, it's so funny because Paul, he's trying to, like, we talk about scotch all the time, right? And he's into wine, and there's a show called Psalm that I kind of want to see. But, he keeps saying, hey, you like scotch, you'd really get into wine. I'm like, it's just not my fucking thing. And he's like, no, man, the warmth and the nose and everything. And I'm like,
yeah, the nose. Come on,
I'm like,
don't
even
nose
with
me.
scotch, right? Even with scotch, it's like, I kind of know what I like and what I don't like, but I couldn't tell you that I like this one because it has a warm vanilla nose and a fruity front and a shit ass back or something. I don't fucking know, I just like it.
Right in the fucking starfish, man. Right in the starfish. Hey, but I can tell you this about wine.
Yeah.
It does pair nicely. When you pair a wine perfectly with the meal that you're having or with the course that's being served, the characteristics of the food you can taste in the wine and vice versa, and it's like a perfect combination. I really never believed that until last night. So I would say to you, I agree with all of the words. It's just the words are just fucked up in my head. I don't like using those kind of words to describe it. But how else do you do it? Creamy finish, leathery flavor, has a bit of a tannin or whatever the words they use. Forward, aftertaste. I don't know. It's the acidic. Those kind of. I don't get it. I just know if it works or if it doesn't work. And if that's what they need in order to describe it, then so be it. But until last night, I really did not ever experience or appreciate the wine pairing. When somebody would say, I'm like, ooh, wine pairing, big fucking deal. It is a big fucking deal. Apparently.
I'm still stuck on the 3.5 hours though. I'm serious. I couldn't do that. So I've had times where, we'll go to Vegas once a year with like the musicians, right?
Yep.
And a couple times we've gone to Nobu, right? And Nobu is like super uber high-end sushi, right? So, and it's really good. I mean, I like sushi. I'm not a huge sushi fan, but I like sushi, right? We would be there, and between food and drinks, like 8 or 9 of us, we'll order a whole bunch of shit, right? We'll order like bits and pieces of a lot of different things.
Right.
And it's really good, right? But it'll be $150 a guy, and an hour later I'm hungry again.
Yeah, but
I have a problem with that.
But we've been to when we were in Vegas, when we used to go on our trips with the agency, we used to take like 8 or 10 guys, maybe even 12 or 14 guys sometimes to Del Frisco's.
Oh, I love Del Frisco's.
It was fucking awesome. Those steaks with the sides. But when you have that many guys, like 10 guys go out to dinner, you can spend 2 or 3 hours with them without having any issue at all. But when you're literally sitting across, and I love my wife, this is not at all taking away anything from the relationship that I have with my wife. it's hard to stare at one person for 3.5 hours.
You see, you hit it on the head.
No matter who it is.
I think when we do our, Del Frisco's, or we go to Treasures and have a nice long dinner, and it's 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and it's a big group of guys, and you got a lot of different guys to talk about.
Yep.
I'm good with that. But even that group, right?
Yeah.
If it was 3.5 hours, I think I'd start getting bored.
Yeah.
I'd have a hard time.
Yeah. Unless there's other entertainment going on around you, which there had been many of times when we were in Las Vegas.
Well, it depends where we are. At Del Frisco's, not so much. At Treasures,
whole different world.
Maybe.
Whole different world.
If you're not sure exactly what we're talking about, let's look that up. Treasures, Las Vegas. Because we don't want to go into details of exactly what it's about. But if you want to find out exactly what it's about, go to treasureslasvegas.com.
We'll put a link in the show notes.
If you're in Vegas, ask for Nancy if you eat at the restaurant, because the restaurant's actually really good.
Oh my God. It's true. It's an amazing restaurant. I never realized that there was a restaurant attached to this place.
All the times that we've gone and eaten dinner, you've just conveniently forgotten that we actually ate dinner.
Oh yeah, there's a meal there too. Oh my gosh, we have had so much fun in our trips to Las Vegas.
Robert just actually called me today, literally today, and said, "Hey, he's planning the 4-star trip, right?
Yep.
And he's planning on it like September 10th through the 15th or something like that, right?
Yep.
I'm going to be in Vegas on the 18th of August. Like, I don't know how I'm going to go to Vegas for 2 days and then podcast movement, come home, and then go back to Vegas 2 weeks later.
So easy. It's a shame. I will be speaking for Enterprise Rent-A-Car for the. I'll be doing my keynote speech as you are in Las Vegas. You guys will be having a good time, and I will be making money. So
where will you be?
I will be. I think it's in Tucson. I think I'll be in Tucson.
So you're close. You could drive to Vegas easily.
Really? Is Tucson close to Vegas?
Oh, hell yeah. It's about a 3-hour drive, I think.
Interesting. This might have to happen.
You can see Anna. You could bring Anna with you, and we can come and go see your show.
Is Anna in Tucson?
She's in Phoenix, which is about an hour outside of Tucson.
Oh, well, I've got to see Anna while I'm there, too. My gosh. So much good stuff. Hey, let's see. What's today?
Did we introduce ourselves?
No, I don't know what we did.
My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler. So let's get that shit out of the way.
Hey, a couple of just really quick housekeeping things. If you are listening on Overcast, we appreciate you doing that. Just go ahead and hit the recommend button. Thank you for listening, heeding our advice last week and the week before. We came out of obscurity again. We were number 15 overall. We are back up to number 6, making our way. Now we do have some tough competition because now Jordan Harbinger and Tim Ferriss are in the overall ratings as well.
I thought they always were, weren't they?
Well, Jordan overall, Tim Ferriss has been there forever, but Jordan Harbinger has just come in and taken over. So it's tough.
Where are we on recommended? Because we dropped to number 15.
That's what I'm saying. We were 15. We really pounded our nice guy community within the last couple of weeks, and they did bring us back up to number 6, which is, as of the date that we're recording this, that's where we are. Still our number 1 in the business category.
I have no fucking idea how we do that, but Funkin' fans, thank you for making that happen. We totally appreciate it.
Hey, last month we had 94,500 downloads. We are well on our way this month to 100,000 downloads. And on November 1st, now there was some confusion. Just so everybody is aware, we have gotten rid of the November 24th date as our date that we're going to hit 1 million downloads. It is going to be November 1st. It is our big, hairy, audacious goal. So we are going to make it, but we need your help. Please, please, please share our show with all of your friends and let them know that The Nice Guys is on Overcast or iTunes. Either way you go is fine with us. We would love to have you. So that's Overcast. We would love it also if you please support the show. We have a whole bunch of new supporters in the month of August. Appreciate your support of the show. Do that on patreon.com/nice guys. A whole bunch of reward levels, capping out at $1,500 all the way down to $1. So somewhere in there is something for you. Just check out the reward levels. That's at patreon.com/nice guys. Just a couple of really quick sponsors to the show. Dallin Miller PR, thepodcastteam.com. If you have ever thought about being a guest on a podcast and you wanted to do that over and over and over and over again to promote your message and your brand, and I'm telling you, this is the way to get your shit out there to the world. Podcast team, thepodcastteam.com. We'll put their link in the show notes as well. And finally, if you want a bigger Twitter following, and who doesn't want a bigger Twitter following, Strick? We all need a bigger Twitter.
I want a bigger Twitter. Oh, following? Are we talking about two different things? I'm not sure, Doug.
Probably. Socialquant.net. That is the source to do it. Fine tune and really hone in on your market and your audience. They give you a 14-day free trial to build your Twitter following. Socialquant.net. We'll put the link in the show notes for SocialQuant, for Dallin Miller, for Overcast, and for all of the other things that we just had recommended, including patreon.com.
You got through all that shit?
Yeah, I'm done.
Can I do one more thing that is related to the show, which is one of our themes? Not one of our themes. One of our topics, by the way, but we haven't spun the topic. Well, I guess we won't get to that yet.
Of course.
So I posted a what is it called? A poll. Excuse me. I posted a poll on the Facebook group.
When?
You didn't notice it? I put it up yesterday.
No, I didn't see it. Let me go and look at it.
How many Funkin' fans listen all the way to the end to hear Steve O'Brien's outro? For those of you who don't know, and I don't know how all of you couldn't know, we mix up the intros and the outros. Steve O'Brien, our voiceover guy, he does, obviously, I try to rotate the intros and the outros to keep it interesting, keep it entertaining, because you don't want to hear the same shit over and over again. So I'm wondering how many of you actually listen all the way to the end to hear the outros, because it's not always the same thing,
Strick,
right?
I don't see your poll.
I created a poll yesterday at 7:48 p.m. and I'm looking at it right now. I don't know why I don't see it.
I don't see it.
It is below Anna saying, "I feel the heat cranking up on the Nice Guys community. The interviews are getting better. The Patreon patrons count is getting larger, and the community is getting better."
Yeah,
and
I wonder why that's so far down. I wonder why that's so far down the feed for me. I have a July 10th and a July 12th post that appears before that. How do they determine what appears and when?
I have no idea.
Are you typing in right now? Because I can see a friend is typing a comment. Is that you? Is that you typing?
Maybe.
Okay, and Leo's getting larger. Sorry, okay. So what is this? Wait a minute.
See, I knew you wouldn't get that
one. I see
one.
the poll. I see it. I see the poll. Okay,
there's a line in Airplane. Again, movie reference time, right?
Yeah,
I haven't made very many movie references over the last month and a half, so I think I'm due.
A fan on Twitter made a really good. Was it on Twitter? Is that where I sent you the link to YouTube? Where did I send that from?
Oh, the snowball?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Oh my God, yeah. We're gonna wait till that interview comes up to actually bring that up again, but that was funny.
Oh, that's right. That was on an interview. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to... never mind. Forget I said anything. I would say, how many Funkin' fans listen all the way to the end to hear Steve O'Brien's outro? Yes, I love the variety of endings. Okay, I'm going to select that one.
You're going to check
Strick,
that?
you got a lot of responses.
Thank you. Exactly.
That's great.
Well, so that's the point. So I put, how many Funkin' fans listen all the way to the end to hear Steve O'Brien's outro? The choices are, yes, I love the variety of endings. Nah, I've usually heard plenty by then. Or sometimes, but only because I can't reach the stop button in time, right? So nobody has selected, I can't reach the stop button in time. 2 people selected, nah, I've usually heard plenty by then. But we've got 8 choices for, yes, I love the variety of endings, which is great because it takes me time to think them up, to get Steve to say them, to produce them, to figure out which ending I want. So I'm glad to hear that there are a good number of people that actually do listen to the end and get the same entertainment out of it. And by the way, I've got a list that I'm going to send to Steve O'Brien probably this weekend for new intros and outros. In fact, we may have a brand new intro or outro on this show.
Yeah.
And there's a great Easter egg I'm going to add.
Can I tell you something, though? Every once in a while, if I have just recently recorded the interview and we're doing the intro and outro, and in the last couple of months, the gap time between the time I actually record the interview and the air date is getting, because of what I've been doing with my schedule, it has been getting a little bit shorter. So sometimes as I'm listening to the interview, I'm like, well, I just did this. I don't have to listen to the entire thing again. I love the beginning of the show. So I will forward purposely to the end of the interview so that I can hear either the Easter egg or the Steve-O ending. So,
but you listen all the way to the end, right? I love that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's like the nugget. That's like the part that the only constant through all 440 some odd episodes is you, me, and not even you, and not even me. I think Steve-O is the only guy, because I believe there was one episode that I did that you did that I wasn't even there.
There is.
So
I'm not like, I would look it up in OneNote, but I'm not sure how to look it up. What keyword would I look for? Doug, is it missing? I don't even know.
yeah. So the only thing that has been consistent for all 400 and some odd episodes of the Nice Guys on Business podcast has been Steve O'Brien. And why haven't we gotten him back on the show like live?
That is a goddamn good point. We need to get him back on for an interview sometime. We totally need to do that.
We do.
Well, I'm going to send him another. So the way it works is we have, by the way, Funkin' fans, if you don't know.
Is this exposition coming up?
Well, no, just a tiny bit. Not really.
I'm messing with you, man.
We have over 100 different intros for the show that Steve O'Brien has recorded.
I didn't realize that.
And we have probably 25 or 30 outros.
Yeah.
And even with that, I get bored with them. Like, I feel like we're using the same ones. So
right.
whenever I think of a good movie line or something, I will put it in a page in our OneNote. And I basically just continue to compile them in the page called, hang on, let me pull it up right now.
Yeah, what is
Podcast
it? I'm looking
Setup.
for it. Montage.
Well, it's in Podcast Setup, and it's called New Steve O'Brien. And then after I have him recorded, I put a date on it. But basically, if you look in the Podcast Setup tab,
you're fucking amazing, dude. You are. I'm looking at how you have your OneNote organized. Just everybody, so you're aware. Now that I am also a fan of OneNote. Strick and I have shared the same folder or file, so that every time he updates something, I can see it too. And I'm looking. I have never looked through this until just now. Fucking dude, what the hell? This is amazing. You have all of these quotes. You have like. You're amazing.
It's so funny. Looking at like self-awareness, right? Like there are things that I'm like really sloppy about and weird about. Like I hate being late, but yeah, there are times I'm late way more often than I'd like to be.
Yeah.
But man, there's some things that I am like just fucking anal and crazy about. And when it comes to like organization, like all this stuff, if you were to look through my OneNote, and I have a OneNote at work also, right? So my job doing report and data analysis, it was a good practically 2 months of training because this reporting engine is really complicated. And I had worked with reporting engines before, but never this one. So it took me a good month and a half, 2 months to really wrap my head around the database and the reporting engine and everything.
I would have gotten so bored. I just totally would have just zoned out in a job I could not have ever done.
Yeah, you see, and I love that shit, right? But my OneNote, I mean, I have like probably 200 pages of notes because I love all the little detail shit. And I'm the same way with the podcast stuff. So I have a tab called Podcast Setup, and it has every time that we've ever sent Steve O'Brien a list, right? So like if you were to say to me, hey, can you tell me when Steve O'Brien did the voiceover for Kaiser Soze? Because I want to go back and I could look into OneNote and find it.
I see it. I see all the Steve-O and the dates. So those are all the times that we've sent Steve-O different jobs that we want him to do for us.
Exactly. And so in my hard drive, I have the WAV files saved as the same name. So like I have a page called 051616 Steve O'Brien. And if I'm looking for Kaiser Soze or whatever it may have been, and I want to re-record it or redump it or something, I just go to that same file.
I'm looking at the 1015. Looks like they picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. Looks like they picked the wrong week to stop and quit amphetamines. Look like they picked the wrong week to quit being assholes.
Okay. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, it's so brilliant, right? Like I use that one with Matt on Friday's interview, right? I will give Steve O'Brien stuff, and I'm telling you, this fucking guy, Steve says that he listens to this podcast. I don't know if he really does. I don't know if he listens all the time. I'd love to hear from him if he actually hears this, but I'll send him copy, like the text. He adds shit all the time. The funniest intros and outros are the shit that he adds because from Airplane, I gave him pick the wrong week to stop sniffing glue, pick the wrong week to stop drinking, pick the wrong week to quit amphetamines. He totally improv'd pick the wrong week to stop being assholes. Pick the wrong week to quit the nice guys on business, right?
His improv stuff is usually the best stuff that it's the heater. It's the stuff. It's the best stuff that we have.
Oh, well, like what's the Ferris Bueller one where he says, oh my God, I know, it's so funny, right? So the Ferris Bueller one, right? I gave him
getting all excited.
Hold on, now I gotta find it because I want to find. Hang on. The dweebs. Okay, here we go. Steve O'Brien setup, right? I gave him the one, and I use this one all the time because I love it, right? The sportos, the motorheads, the geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoid, dweebies, dickheads. They all love the nice guys, right? He totally improv'd. They think they're righteous dudes. I'm like, that's the funniest part of it. Why didn't I think of that? That's the best part of it in the movie when she says, they think they're righteous dudes. And I totally forgot to put it in. And he knew the movie and he fucking put it in. And I'm like, fucking brilliant.
He nailed it.
Okay, you know the craziest one that he did? Which again is, I'm going to have to find it now because I know I don't have it saved, but I'm going to have to use it for the beginning of this episode, right? I've got a number of ones from Usual Suspects, right? Like Kaiser Soze, right?
Right.
And of course, Kaiser Soze was played by Kevin Spacey, right? Now, Kevin Spacey is now doing House of Cards. And so he does Frank Underwood. And Frank Underwood, the president, is like this Southern guy, right? So it's Kevin Spacey doing the Southern accent, right? So I give him the voiceover stuff about like from Kaiser Soze, and he does 2 or 3 reads like he always does. So if I want to get a different read, and then the last read he does it as Frank Underwood.
Right.
It's like, that's just like a whole nother level. It's like, okay, Kevin Spacey played this part 20 years ago, so now I'm going to do it in an accent of what the actor is doing now. Like, we have the best relationships with those people that have contributed to the show. I mean, come on, look at the people that are in our community, the ones that are the outspoken ones that are in our community. They're amazing. I love having them as a part of the community. And Steve O'Brien is definitely the linchpin that has held all of this show together. So I have a great new. Hopefully I'll have it by today. Maybe I'll send him the recordings tonight, and then by the time we publish this, I'll have the Easter egg. So listen for the Easter egg. Hopefully I'll have it by. I don't want to say what it is, but it's if you know
the fact that you're telling the nice guy community that there's an Easter egg, it automatically it negates that it's an Easter egg. I think, Strick.
Well, maybe I need 2 Easter eggs.
now wait! Stop saying a number, because every time you say that number, you then have to add one more on that would be an Easter egg. So let's just go back to there's no Easter egg on this podcast.
No.
Don't listen through to the very end, because there's nothing there. Wink,
These aren't the Easter eggs you're looking for. Move along.
That's right. Move along right now.
I don't have any Star Wars quotes. I got to make a note. I need to find a good Star Wars quote for Steve O'Brien. So back to the point from like 5 minutes ago, right? So I have a page called New Steve O'Brien. So when something comes to me like, oh my God, that's a great movie quote, I need to add it, I just tack it onto the New Steve O'Brien page. And then when we get enough of them, it's like, okay, I'm going to send the whole group to him, and we'll have him just do, 15 voiceovers at once.
Okay, I'm in. Count me in. All I do is write the checks. I don't even actually have to do that anymore anyway, because now you do that.
I know, right? I've got to tell him to actually bill the Turnkey Podcast instead of billing, you.
Strick, we got money coming in the door.
Oh, it's crazy. I know,
this is the best feeling ever. Everybody, we've arrived. We are here.
Right.
We are. You know what we didn't do? We haven't spun the wheel, and it's
We haven't
Thursday.
spun the wheel. We haven't done the speed read of the topics. So Tuesday's podcast was kind of a weird special guest interview with Dave Sandler. So we never even thought about getting to topics. And now here we are 31 minutes into the Thursday episode. We haven't done a speed read of the topics. I could do a speed read of the topics.
Oh, geez.
We could end the episode and then do the topics next week.
Wow. That would, hold on. So what you're saying is you're going to do a speed read of the topics now, which would actually be a teaser for Tuesday's episode. And we haven't even... We haven't even thought about what we're going to even talk about on Tuesday's episode, but you're saying you're going to tease it so that we actually have to there sounds like some structure going on here.
I'm making a suggestion.
Oh, what would be the suggestion? That?
Yeah. Although, you know what? Hold on. I got a better idea. I got a much better idea. Okay.
All right.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
We got a voicemail. We have to do this now because it is timely, because we just got it and we're already 4 days late. We should have done it on Tuesday, right?
I agree. Okay. Set it up.
Funkin' fans, we fucking love you guys, but we know in general 3,500 to 4,000 downloads per episode, we don't get a lot of engagement.
Right.
But
no, we do get a lot. No, hold on. Let me correct you. We do get a lot of engagement. We just don't get a lot of people that are actually like getting to us, like calling us. So the engagement that we get Strick. I know you don't follow Twitter a lot, but we're fucking on fire on Twitter. We get a whole bunch of people that reach out to us on Twitter and throw us plenty of compliments and other things on Twitter. It's that they don't like 4242 DJ Doug are actually being heard until today.
I love that. We got a call. Somebody called 4242 DJ Doug. We threw out last week, one of the ideas that Doug had was let's do a theme week, right? Which I thought was interesting. I mean,
but then you said it would require more work.
Right. But that's the thing. I don't hate the idea, but it would be more work. And I'm not really interested in putting in more work if our listeners are not going to benefit from it.
Correct.
So basically, I threw out there, hey, listeners, what do you guys think, right? And Anna, in her show notes, said, I would love a theme week, right?
Yep.
But we didn't hear from any of our listeners until we got a voicemail on 4242 DJ Doug, which I fucking love, all right?
That was great.
Are you ready to hear it?
My phone rang, and I couldn't figure out who it was. And then I get an email that says that you have a Google voicemail. I'm like, I have what?
4242 Doug.
I guess that's where it came in. I have no idea what other number it would have been. So yeah, I guess 4242 DJ Doug still works. So all right. So was it Rick? Is that who left the voicemail for us?
Exactly. You ready to hear it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And by the way, we've never heard from Rick before, which I love. Again, we've said it 100 times. All of our regular Funkin' fans, like Stephanie Sersland and Sean Carpenter and Prosh and Mar, although we haven't heard much from Prosh lately. And Tomas Conifray, all of you, we fucking love you guys, but we would love to hear from some new people. So Rick, dude, don't know how long you've been listening, don't know how loyal you are, but I love the fact that you called. Here's his voicemail. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay.
Doug and Strick, do not try to do...
Oh, wait a minute. I think I hit the button. Hold on. Let's try and turn it up. Start again.
Doug and Strick, do not try to do themed weeks. You can't even stay on one topic.
True.
So what makes you think you're going to be able to do a whole themed week?
Very true.
It's insane. It's insane. Don't do it.
All right, Doug. So that was Rick. Rick, we appreciate it. But by the way,
are we going to do an analysis?
Okay. No. By the way, no, Rick. Here, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit it again. I was trying to turn the volume down.
Yeah.
So, Rick, dude,
yeah.
I'm kind of offended. Like you're telling us that we can't. You're telling us that we don't have the fucking focus to do this. That we have no ability. And
yeah.
The problem is he's got a point. He has
really
a point.
Does.
He really has we resemble that comment a lot, actually.
I agree with Rick. I'm 100% in his corner right now. I think he was clear. He was precise. He wasn't rude. He basically said, no, under no circumstances should you do this. You can't even stay on the path Strick, it's Thursday. It's fucking Thursday. We have not read a topic. We haven't done a speed read. We haven't spun the topics wheel. We can't even do what we have already on our plate. How are we supposed to add something new onto it?
You know, there is one other thing that message tells me about Rick.
What?
He obviously listens to the show because he gets us. He knows us really fucking well because I think he's right.
I think that Rick is probably a representative of all of the people. I think he probably really is.
By the way, Anna, we love you and we love your opinion. And I was thinking it would be really fun to do. I kind of agree with Rick. We may have a hard time with this.
I think maybe Anna was maybe selfishly focused on what she wants, and she really doesn't know what we need. I think
Rick but there's a big difference. There's sometimes a gap between what we need and what we are actually capable of doing. Okay, that's the problem here.
Strick, I actually don't think we are capable of
And that's the problem. I think it would be fun. I think we could use it, but I don't know that we're capable.
I don't think we are. I think we have proven that we are not capable of staying on the straight and narrow. We can't even keep going with what we've got on our plate right now. I don't think it's possible. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Funkin' fans, in the bigger picture of things, we know there are different types of fans out there. There are some who...
What the hell is that?
That was me fucking banging something on the wall.
Wow.
That was like my gong or something.
Right.
So there's some fucking fans that prefer to stay anonymous. They want to stay in the shadows. Like maybe you'd like to influence the show, but you don't want to be in the spotlight. You know what? You can tweet out to us.
Yeah.
You can drop us an email and say, hey, here's my suggestion. Do me a favor. Don't mention me on the show. And by the way, I know we're a bunch of assholes, okay? And
No, we're not. We're not
And we do
assholes.
weird shit sometimes. But if you ask us, like if you say, look, don't mention me on the show. We're not going to mention you on the show. We're going to respect you like that, right? But there are other types of Funkin' fans that maybe you want to be in the spotlight. Like you want to be heard. 500 by midnight, right? Tim Dresden, right?
Oh my God,
like,
yeah.
I love calling 500 by midnight and hearing me when I do a Vegas review or something on the show. Not everybody likes that, right? Yeah. Rick, dude, by the way, Rick,
He could be our regular caller. That would be fine.
Right, exactly, right. I'm assuming, Rick, that you're okay with us playing it on the show, or you would have said, hey, dude, do me a favor, don't play it on the show, and which we would have been happy not to.
He's okay. He's got a good voice. He was clear. He's well-spoken. He obviously he's not like, has any kind of learning disability or anything. Maybe.
But if you want to be like center of attention, fucking call 4242 DJ Doug, area international code 1 if you are out of, or if you don't want to call, record an MP3 and email it to us, we'll play it on the show.
Now you're going like to the next level. Just let them be.
We want feedback. We want to hear, what do you like? What don't you like?
Yeah, they'll do it. They'll do it. It's very slow. People, moving our community is kind of like steering a ship, Strickland.
Like a big ship, really, right? It takes a long time. I understand you. Right?
I mean, one that's it's really got a lot of dead weight in it. We're just trying to get it around the corner, and maybe there's an iceberg, maybe not. The nice guys on business. I liken us to the Titanic, actually. We're slowly going down in a sea of coldness.
You're on a cruise right now, aren't you?
As a matter of fact, I am.
I don't know if that's a good analogy.
Yeah,
then.
Probably not. If I don't come back, it was the perfect analogy, though.
Yeah. So I'll be looking at my playbill to figure out what I can do by myself, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot that you could produce the episode. Who would do the? Maybe the Tuesday, Thursday. No, you couldn't probably do the Tuesday, Thursday show. What would you do if for some reason I just disappeared off the face of the earth? Mm-hmm. What would you do? You'd be lost. You wouldn't have a sales team.
I have to put it on Craigslist.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what? We should run a This is the best idea ever. Let's run a Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
Podcast host wanted. Established show. 100,000 downloads a month needs you.
Okay.
Live on-air auditions only. This is it. This could be a good idea.
God,
and then inquire Jordan Harbinger or Tim Ferriss.
By the way, I don't know, well, Doug, you can look into the OneNote and see this. Yeah. I have a Tim Ferriss mention in the new Steve O'Brien drops.
Okay, I believe you.
But nobody else can see it yet. You got to actually.
I don't see it.
Oh,
is it towards the top? I'm seeing new Steve O'Brien. I'm just trying to. I see a whole bunch of them in there. I see you reference the Spin Doctors.
Look down low. It's like about the eighth one.
One down.
You see Match Game, and then reach in there and grab my wallet, and then broadcasting. Broadcasting from No Closer Than. Do you see it?
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
You like that?
Yeah. Steve O'Brien will do well with that one.
He will, and I'm sure he'll come up with something even funnier than what I wrote.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, Steve O'Brien, if you're actually listening, I know you say you are a listener, but I'd be surprised if you listen to every fucking episode. You just listen to the Tuesday and Thursday, right? Fuck the interviews, right?
No. He was very clear about what he listens to, Strick. He listens 5 days a week, but only to the intros and outros.
Right. He listens to the first 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds, which is him.
Right. Exactly.
Steve, we need to get you back on the show. Please reach out to us. Let us know. I'm going to send you a new list of voiceovers that we'll hopefully be using this week. And we got to get you back on the show. We miss you.
So we're now 40 some minutes into this. Did you want to do what you said, which was do a speed read of the topics as the teaser, but not actually do any of the topics?
So, Funkin' fans, true transparency. Doug is on a cruise right now, and he is kind of busy through next week. So what we're going to be doing is today is Friday night. It is the 4th of August, and we record our Tuesday and Thursday episodes and all of our intros for the week. This is our typical MO, right? We do them all in one day. Well, this week, we're actually going to do 2 weeks of shows ahead of time. So tomorrow, we are going to record next week's Tuesday and Thursday shows. So, like, I don't know if it'll make us more...
Or do we want to just... we're on a roll right now. I say
we could just continue.
Yeah, let's just continue. We'll do all of our intros tomorrow.
Oh, could do that.
We're going to do 6 intros tomorrow.
Oh, fuck.
That's going to be horrible.
Well, the bottom line is we are basically rolling it in. So if you hear dated references, like if we talk about Trump and, next week on Tuesday, and by the way, he's already got us into war or something then. But so, yeah, I like that idea. Here's the deal. We're going to end this episode by doing a speed read of the topics that we'll get into next week. How's that?
So if you are now listening and it's past Thursday's episode and you didn't hear the speed read, go back and listen to Thursday. Wait, no, that wouldn't happen because they're listening to...
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. You know how it works in my brain. I have no idea where I am. I'm in the time machine right now.
It's our time machine. We're a mess.
Yeah, I got it. All right, so let's do this. Let's do the speed... So did we decide we're going to do the speed read for...
I'm going to do the speed read of the topics, and then we're going to end the episode.
Yeah, we're going to tease... So what we'll do on Tuesday is we'll tease it back to today's episode so that if they wanted to hear what the speed read... This is good. This is good. You'll have to listen to the last 5 minutes of... Yeah, okay, I like where we're heading.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good. Okay,
we ready?
Let's do the... Yes, I'm good.
You
Where
ready?
are they, by the way? I would like to read along as you do this. You know how I like to do it.
In the OneNote,
I got it.
87-15 topics. You ready?
Oh shit, 15 topics, seriously?
No, it's not that many actually. 87-15 because it's 2 weeks
gotcha.
of topics. And what's surprising, it's not that many topics.
Yeah, but you know what, Strick? The problem was that we had many, many holdover topics, but I know why you did what you did. We had holdover topics from last week, and they were getting a little bit crunchy on the edges.
Getting stale.
I saw a little mold growing under one of those topics.
I saw the mold, and I had to throw it out, man. We got to start over.
I know. All right, so these are all... Ladies and
fresh
gentlemen,
topics.
Nice Guy community, Funkin' fans, these are the freshest topics allowed by law.
We are like your favorite restaurant. We are, what do they call it? Like, not locally. What the hell they call it?
Yeah, locally sourced. We are...
Locally sourced. That's it, yes.
Locally sourced, organic, and we are farm to table. We are topic to table.
There you go. Topic to table. I like it.
We go and fucking topic to table. Listen, if you have not tuned in to this part of the show, you're fucking missing it. You always have to tune into the last... We are good. We are like Folgers. Is that good to the last drop, or is that a different coffee?
Yeah, but you're dating yourself. We are gluten-free, and now with fewer calories. That's one of the Steve O'Brien intros. But I've already committed the intro today to be Kaiser Soze in the voice of Frank Underwood.
All right,
In fact, I'm going to make a note of that right now. Hold
45 minutes in, we are going to read the speed. We're doing a speed read
show.
This is the biggest shit show that I've ever... Strickland, 400 and some, 40 some episodes in. We fucking don't even... We have no act together. We are sans act. How is this even possible?
Somehow people keep listening, and
people
I'm
listen.
looking at our curve right now on Libsyn, right? It's going up.
Yeah.
More people are listening.
I know.
This is one of the topics.
I don't know how to stop them. I don't know how to stop them.
This is one of the topics we're going to get into on Tuesday, by the way. When you hear this,
unsubscribe right now. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, God, get out now while you can.
While you can. While you're still...
Hey, wait a minute. Who is it? Our new guy? Is it Patrick Bonner?
Yeah,
right?
okay. Right.
Patrick Bonner, no relation. He said we're addictive. Like on the Slack group, he said like we are addictive. You listen to a couple episodes and you get addicted. It's like fucking unsubscribe right now while you can.
While you
get
can,
away.
get out.
While you
get
can.
out. Oh, get out while you can, or at least go to get some of what was that? My brother is taking now the synthetic
medical marijuana.
Medical marijuana.
I closed that browser window already.
That's okay. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'm ready, Strick. Do it.
I just get paranoid anyway. I don't want to do that.
As I've been sitting here, how is this even possible? As I've been sitting here, it's Friday night, it's 9:09. I've just gotten 3 requests for, can I come on your show?
Really?
From 3 different people in the
Anybody
last 10
interested?
minutes. No, nobody interesting. These are. I love what happens. So this is generally what happens. I get these emails from people. Let me see if I can pull one up that it's interesting. Okay, so here's just one. Let me just read just a bit of it.
By the way, before you continue, Doug,
Yeah.
Doug, the biggest reason that we had Doug's brother on Tuesday, right? By the way, I love Doug's brother. Okay, no offense, but the biggest reason is Doug was worried that we would not have enough stuff to talk about for the next 2 weeks.
Afraid.
And here we are, 47 fucking minutes in, we have not hit one goddamn topic, and he's got another one that's not even on the list.
So I get this is the typical podcast guest submission that I get. Usually it's labeled something like podcast guest submission.
Okay.
When you let me tell you, let me give you a good clue. If you want to come on the show, do not send me an email that has the subject podcast guest submission.
Okay.
A little bit more creativity.
Okay.
Hey Doug, then they try to trick me. Hey Doug, I listened to your podcast with my I don't want to actually say because this is actually it makes a reference to someone that was on the show that he used to be a part of that organization. But he lists the entire how he knows the show, tricking me to believe that he is now a huge fan of the show.
Okay.
Most people do that. And then they proceed to list the 14 or 15 paragraphs about why they would be a good guest on the show and the possible discussion points and all of the things that they want to be able to share with our nice guy community. Okay, I don't care.
Okay, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you get those,
Yeah.
now, and this is only specific to ones that start with, I'm a big fan of the show.
Yes, submit, right. Oh, right.
Right. But again, this is only if they say, hey, I'm a big
ready.
fan of the show.
Tell me, I'm ready for my one-liner. Give me my one-line email I'm sending back.
Reply to the email and just say, if you got an invite in the mail to a party, what would be your preferred mode of dress? And as soon as somebody emails back and says tutu optional, you fucking put them on, right? Anybody else, they're going to be like, what the fuck does that mean?
That is a great
and anybody
idea.
that says, what the fuck does that mean? They are fucking lying and you cut them off.
Right. Never respond to them again.
Exactly.
Now,
somebody that just says, I'd be a great guest because A, B, and C. Okay, that's all right. But when they start lying and saying as soon as they say I'm a big fan of the show, that should be your automatic reply.
Yeah, but can I tell you something? And I agree with you. I should do that, and I will do that a couple of times because I think it is it would be funny just to see what their response is going to be, and that would be a great thing to be able to read on the show. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you, I even had guests that have come on the show that I could sense from our conversation that they do listen to the show. They'll make reference to you, which oftentimes nobody will ever make reference to. They have to listen to the show to know that there at least is a Strickland involved. Mm-hmm. They'll say they're a fan of the show. They'll say that they love the show. They'll say a whole bunch of things that I think would be leading you to believe that they're a part of the show. And then I will get to the part of the interview where I'll ask them, hey, let's pretend for a second you get an invitation in the mail. What would be your preferred dress code? They still blow it.
Well, can I tell you what I think that means? The way I read that,
Yep.
Doug, you and I, we are totally against exposition. I think this is the one exception we need to make, and maybe we do need to mention it a little more often because we can mention it very quickly, but if somebody's a regular listener, look, we do 5 episodes a week. I totally understand if people don't listen to every goddamn episode every week, right? But if, let's say we make a point of maybe twice a month mentioning, hey, by the way, if the question comes up, what would you like to wear at a party? The answer should be tutu optional. If we mention it at least twice a month, I think it's fair that people would know. But if we don't do it more often than that, I can see how people might miss it.
I don't know how you're going to handle this in the editing process. But let me just add this. Do you remember the show?
Yeah.
Okay, so every single fucking show, at the end of the show, do you remember what used to do?
Tug her ear.
Tug her ear.
Do you know why?
And she was saying hello to her daughter at home.
Exactly.
Okay.
I thought it was her mom, actually, but maybe I'm wrong.
Or maybe it was her mom or a family member, but you knew to expect the tug on the ear was a sign that was using to say hello to somebody that was on the show. If you have no idea what we're talking about, kids, ask your parents. So,
and by the way, you know what's funny? I'm going to leave the tug on the ear part. I'm just going to beep out the show name. I think that'll be funny because anybody who knows the show is going to know what the tug on the ear means. Anybody who doesn't, Fuck it, look it up.
So the question would be, is there something that we could do at the top of every show? At the top of every show, not at the bottom, because is there something we could do every show that would literally take, even if you put your finger on the, I'm going to forward past this, you can't because you've missed now 29 seconds or 14 seconds if it's a 15-second. But is there something we could do every show? Every single show.
Okay, I think we should put it out to the fans. Not that they're going to respond because they never do. But the idea, the concept of if you got an invite to a party, what would be your preferred dress code?
It's a great concept.
I love the idea of it, but it is a really random question, right? Like, could we come up with a question that would be more specific to the show that regular listeners would know the answer to, but that we wouldn't have to go out of our way to mention often, like we have to with Tutu Optional?
So, okay, so run that by me again, because you kind of
I know it's
lost me a little
complicated,
bit.
right? So, okay, you've come up with a question that says,
Let me just say this. We're not going to get to the speed read of the topics.
Yes, we are. Fuck you, man. This is going to be the goddamn last thing I do before we finish up, okay? I'm going to get to the speed read of the topics.
All right. I'm just making sure. I mean, we're 52 minutes into this, and we still have plenty of energy to go.
Do you know what? Are we going to get cut off in an hour? No, we can go as fucking long as we want, all right? God damn it.
Go. I'm ready. I'm listening.
I love the concept. I love the idea of having a question that if you ask somebody who is actually a listener, that they'll know the answer immediately. But anybody who's not really a listener will have no idea what we're talking about.
What is that, though?
Right, that's the thing. The specific question of, hey, if you got an invite to a party, what would your preferred mode of dress be? The answer of tutu optional, the only way is for us to mention it all the time. So again, I love the concept, but the actual execution, that specific question may not be great. Can we come up with another question that we don't have to worry about doing exposition on every fucking week? Okay, something along the lines of, welcome back. Here we go. I got a great idea. I have no idea how we could frame this in a question that would make sense, right? But let's say something along the lines of, the answer would be, welcome back, which I say at the beginning of every goddamn episode. Anybody who listens to the show knows that I say welcome back.
Yeah, but you can't test somebody as they're coming on the show because they would feel bad automatically, and I don't want them to feel bad. And when somebody says anything other than,
I don't know how to frame that in a question that makes sense if they don't listen to the show.
Right. Yeah, I can't say, when they give me an answer other than tutu optional, if they say I love jeans and a t-shirt, I'm with them. You know, I applaud what their answer is, and I just talk about it that way. So, okay, so we don't have an answer to that. Some questions are going to be left unanswered.
We're going to keep working on that. And if anybody has an answer or a good idea, 4242 DJ Doug, or tweet out at DJ Doug, or you could tweet out at Nice Guy on Biz with a Z. I probably won't get back to you. Or you could email Doug at DJ Doug.
Just hashtag it tutu optional.
There you go. Oh, I love that. Hashtag tutu optional. I'm going to get to the speed read of the topics. We're going to wrap up, okay?
Yep, do it.
We're going to do it right fucking now.
Okay,
Ready?
So here's what we're going to do. You're going to read the speed read of the topics, and then I'm just going to have Steve O'Brien take us out of here.
Exactly. You ready?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there'll be nothing beyond that.
Nothing.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm just...
We're really doing it. We're really ending. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to go to a different topic.
Right. Okay. I
promise.
Got it. I'm just going to...
You're not going to interrupt me and say something.
No, at the
Are you
tail
sure?
Yes, at the tail end of it, I'm just going to have Steve O'Brien cater us, just kind of take us out of here.
Okay, you ready?
Go. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hotel reservations, why they take so long is our show about the show. Analyze the idea of a theme week, voicemail from Rick. If you want to change the show, you have a lot of influence. Doug Swell, of course, mail or wine pairing. You can call me. Free Camp Rocks. Doug wants to move you to stay with no income tax. Plugs, perfect role, making no cold calls, build relationships, president of the president. Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.
The nice guys want to hear from you. Call 4242 DJ Doug and ask any questions you like. Well, except about the cloud. Nobody understands the cloud. Don't bring up Santa Claus either. Doug's still a believer. That'll do, nice guys. That'll do.